The constitutionality of President Muhammadu Buhari's decision to oversee the affairs of the country in absentia has been generating mixed reaction. President Buhari, who is currently on a private trip in the United Kingdom, recently signed the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contract, and that's the amended bill, into law. The bill was taken for Buhari's approval in London by the Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari. But what many Nigerians have continued to talk about is why the bill had to be signed outside the shores of the country.
President Buhari departed Nigeria on October 28 in the first leg of his trip to Saudi Arabia to attend the Future Investment Initiative Summit in Riyadh before proceeding on a 2-week private visit to London on November 2. Unlike his previous trip, this time there was no official transfer of executive powers to the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo. Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshiomhole, has however defended the action of the president, insisting he can run the country from anywhere in the world. But legal practitioner Monday Ubani disagrees with this position. He says the defense is not tenable and the action of the president is unconstitutional.
Because of what transpired in Yar'Adua's era, where Yar'Adua went on medical leave, and for many months there was no transmission of power to the then vice president of the country, and it created so much uproar and crisis within the polity. The constitution was amended and now said that, look, if the president himself, who's supposed to transmit power, fails or neglects or refuses to do that, then the National Assembly, if 21 days expires, will now automatically empower the vice president to act. In other words, if the president fails to do what he's supposed to do, the maximum time that should be given to him by the National Assembly before they now pass a resolution empowering the vice to act on his behalf is 21 days. The meaning of that section means that if the president himself now refuses, if the president now fails, which is supposed to not to, because he swore to uphold the Constitution, if he fails to now transmit power in accordance with one section 145, then the National Assembly will now come in to do what he ought to have done.
Ubani also expressed his worries over the process which saw to the passage of the Deep Offshore Act.
I'm interested in the content of the bill, but I'm also interested in procedure, and I'm interested in integrity of my country. The bill is wonderful. I clap for them for passing the bill that will properly, regulate, the oil sector and make Nigerians now to have a good share of whatever they're supposed to get by way of percentage. Beautiful. But I'm saying, why do it outside country? Such a very important bill should have been better signed in Nigeria, in our shores here, not outside the shores of the country. If the president feels that bill is so important for him to append his signature, he should have waited and come back, enjoy his holiday, then come back to the country and sign it here. One, there are many things that this matter raises. This matter raises the issue one: are you not supposed to have handed over to your vice before leaving? Now, who was supposed even to take that bill to the president in UK? Now, why must you even be in a hurry to sign the bill outside the shores of the country? Why must you even not come back to the country and sign the bill? So many issues are raised. The president has not in any way taken us higher with regards to integrity, with regards to a sovereign nation in the act he has just displayed by signing this piece of bill outside the shores of the country.
There's speculations of a rift between President Buhari and Osinbajo stem from the decision of the president to set up the Economic Advisory Council to replace the economic management team led by the vice president. The presidency has, however, continued to deny the reports. Adekunle, TV360, Lagos.